Now, when I got to the entrance and parked my car, the first thing I saw was a whole load of primary school kids. And I thought, oh no, this is going to be fun. When I went to pay for my ticket, I said to the cashier, which way shall I go? And the cashier lady said to me, go whichever way they don't go. Unfortunately, the kids split up into two groups and went down both pathways. Don't get me wrong, I love kids. However, a lot of children in that group had no manners whatsoever. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see the links. I was told to check along the back fence when I went and got my ticket that morning. However, I still couldn't see it. The best time to see it would be at 3:30 when they were doing a feeding and a talk about the lynx. But it wasn't a very big zoo and I knew I wouldn't still be there at 3:30 p.m. in the afternoon. So I took this lovely walkway through the wildlife park, which took me from one end of the park to the other, but it got me away from the children at least. I muted the sound on this as there was a chainsaw in the background going off somewhere around the park. At 11:30 there was a talk on the Asian short-clawed otters. But just before the talk happened, guess what descended? All the school kids! The keeper had put new bedding out for the otters, however they decided they didn't like that and was putting it everywhere before the talk happened. This is Mummy Otter because she has a stump on her tail, unfortunately, from an accident many years ago. These otters like to dunk their food into the pond.
They're living almost twice as long as captivity, so a lot of things that didn't harm them in the wild means that it affects them in captivity because they're living that much longer. So we have to make sure that everything protects them and that they are healthy in older ages as well. All otters have two legs but and their fur is really good. So although these guys spend more time on land, you can see that they've kind of not gone in the water as much as they need to. Oh, and we've got one diving demonstrating.
This white owl was very photogenic and didn't mind me taking lots of photos of it. And another kind of owl. Unfortunately, I can't remember what type of owl it is, sorry. And then I headed down to the deer park. Now, they all looked a little bit scared because the kids were about. This pine marten also was not happy. And look who I walked past yet again, the owl. And this is a European polecat in his nest, having a lovely wash and hitting his nest against the glass. It was quite funny, but he wasn't bothered. I guess it's a he, or is it a she? Ready to go wash? It was now about 12 noon and it was time to go and get myself a decaf coffee and some food. But on my way out, I saw the cat and gave the cat some fuss. Unfortunately, I can't remember what the name of the cat is now. Sorry, but it was so cute and loved all the fuss and attention. It was having a post-food wash, as I think it just had some food out of a tin. It was now the afternoon and I had no idea what to do. I'd pretty much done everything I had on my to-do list, so I decided to drive to Milford on Sea. So I am at Milford on Sea, and if you look right out over there, I'll zoom in, just there, you can see the Needles over there. It's quite choppy out there. We have actually got some high winds coming in the next, well, tomorrow. But anyway. So it is a bit blustery here. Find out what those birds are. But anyhow, going for a quick walk down here. I've only put 2 hours in the car park. So quick walk. As you can see, it's a bit rough out at sea. Glad I'm not heading over to the Isle of Wight, because that really would be rough. But yeah. So I'm not too sure what those birdies are. Anyway. Blustery today. There's even a game of bowls on. I decided to have some lunch in the Needle Eye Cafe. A toasted tea cake with strawberry jam and a hot chocolate to drink, before walking back to the car and heading off to Christchurch. Is it my imagination, or can I see the Needles a lot clearer right now than I did earlier? And even the sun was trying to come out from behind the clouds. A last look at the Needles before I get back in the car and head back to the B&B. It's a shame it's a little bit overcast today. I guess on a really sunny day they will be highly visible. There's a boat just going past the Needles. I don't know if it's a ferry or a lifeboat or something. There's definitely boats going past the Needles. But actually, the Needles are looking a lot brighter now. Well, when I say they're looking a lot brighter, the mist has cleared. So you're getting better view of them. Then thought, let's go and do some retail therapy and go and find a Home Bargains. So that's what I did, except it was closed. It was being refurbished and was opening again later in the summer. So then I drove on to my next destination, which was Stewart's Garden Centre. This garden centre was actually one of the first garden centres I ever bought plants from for my own garden when I moved in 10 years ago. Yes, I was on holiday with my best friend at the time. And then, of course, we went to Stewart's Garden Centre and I picked up a whole load of plants, stored them in their spare caravan that they were about to sell, and then drove them home when I came back. These houseplants were so pretty, I was so tempted to buy one, but I didn't. After a mooch around the garden centre and then I went and got some fuel, it was time to drive back to the B&B. Well, actually, I drove to the Stonehouse Pizza and Carvery place again and had dinner there. Tonight I chose to have turkey and a slice of beef with all the veg and trimmings. However, I found the beef a little bit fattening, so I left quite a bit of it. Do I get a dessert or not? I don't know. Go on then. Can I say it was very, very filling, but lovely. Unfortunately, I really did struggle to eat that last little bit, so I did have to leave it. But I did try my best. I really didn't know what to do with myself today. As I say, I'd done everything on my to-do list. So, as it was a lovely sunny day, I decided to drive back to Milford On Sea to go and see the Needles. So, I really didn't know what to do with myself today. And with it being very sunny, I thought, you know what, let's head back to Milford On Sea and go and see what the Needles look like. They're a bit hazy, but the sun is out. It's windy and I'm standing on a pebbled area of the beach and I'm going to walk right up there. Today's walk in glorious sunshine and there is a boat out there. I have done all I wanted to do in New Forest. There was another place I wanted to go, but I decided not to. So yeah, I thought, you know what, it's a lovely day, let's just come back here. And it is a bit hazy, but the walk will be really good. Although this is very pebbly, but it'll be good to walk on the stones, walk up the top. Let's do it. So here we are on the Hurst Spit. And if you time this right, you can walk to Hurst Castle along this spit. And over there, if I zoom in, is Hurst Castle. Zooming to the right is the Needles over at the Isle of Wight. I did really want to walk all the way to Hurst Castle, however I was really exhausted, especially walking on these pebbles, and also I needed to get back to the car for the 2-hour time limit and get some lunch in the cafe before that. So with a heavy heart I decided the best thing to do would be to turn around and head back. I am going to head back. I would rather like to carry on. I am tired. I need some lunch. Drink that I've got a bottle of water I left in the B&B. So, excuse my hair. As you can see, I'm I went and got my lunch in the Needles cafe like I did yesterday. A jacket potato with cheese and a salad. Last look at the Needles before I decided to head to Milford On Sea village. The village had this stunning thatched roof cottage. I actually missed seeing this yesterday as I probably just drove past and didn't see it. But as today I drove to the car park nearer to the Needles cafe, I saw this coming away. So I drove past it, turned my car around and went and found the local car park nearby. Put £1 in the car park machine and then walked over to take photos of the cottage, and then I took photos of the actual little village. I love these knitted postbox covers. Obviously this was a theme for the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. This telephone box is full of books that you can take away and read and then return and let other people read them. Oh my goodness, this is so funny. And coming up in part 4 of my New Forest holiday video, the camera decided not to rotate, so it decided to film on its side. Just look at these rocks, they glisten. balcony. Over there. Not there. And who wins the award for leaving their phone recording whilst it's in their hand? Only me.